What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and in this video we talk about Walmart and full-on drop shipping on Walmart the right way, the two-step way. So today I talk more about two-step and how you can still convert your standard drop shipping stores into a two-step model, which is completely Walmart compliant. So you're not breaking terms of service, you're not breaking any rules, and at the end of the day, you're making Walmart happy that you're doing things the right way, which is their way. So I'm super fired up for this video. I hope you're fired up. Let's do this. All right, so let's go ahead and just pop into this Walmart store. This is a Walmart store that was a convert store. What I mean by that, it was just a store that was converted. It means nothing more than at some point this store was fully operational. It was doing standard drop shipping, which again is the type of drop shipping that everyone and their mother promotes. It's the type of drop shipping that will eventually get you banned. Fortunately for this store, it was not banned because at some point in the midst of doing all the standard drop shipping, we decided to convert the store altogether. So what that basically means is they ceased all standard drop shipping operations, and that means nothing more than they stopped sending products from Amazon directly to the Walmart client. Instead, they introduced the two-step method, which is having a warehouse in the middle somewhere. I showed you guys on my document last time, and let me just pull that up. Here is the document. The way that standard drop shipping works is obviously you're listing all these products on Walmart, right? You're buying them from Amazon and they're going straight down here to the client. So it's this arrow right here, straight to the client from Amazon. Comes in an Amazon box almost 95% of the time. Those people that think they can get around the Amazon box, you're sorely mistaken. There's really no way to tell. I've gotten things like a mop in the most awkward types of boxes possible that still say Amazon on them. So you got to be careful. Nowadays, Amazon is really being quite religious about setting their boxes, and their name is all over the boxes. So there's really kind of no way around that. With that being said, that's the standard model. However, what we did is convert this store into the two-step model, which if we go back to the little artwork that I did, which is clearly a lot better than the advertised stick figures that I promised. But I'm sorry, that happened in another video. That's a whole other topic. Let's see how this is working and how this is able to stay open and how this is able to comply with all of Walmart's rules and regulations. Then we'll jump back into the store and I'll show you that as a result of converting a standard store into a two-step model, we're seeing record-breaking numbers, and this thing is headed faster than ever to really high numbers. It's pound for pound outdoing brand new stores, and that's because of its aged and the fact that Walmart trusts the store because this seller has long been selling on the platform. So if you've got a store and you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs and wondering, what can I do with this Walmart store? Well, two-step might be the answer for you. And that's also exactly why I do have my email below in case you do want to have a conversation about potentially running either automation or trying to figure out what the best option is for you altogether. But let's talk about what the two-step is and why you should drop your standard drop shipping stores right now and convert everything over to two-step before you are banned into oblivion. You'll go straight to the Walmart graveyard as fast as a comet headed to Earth about to implode the entire planet. So let's talk about this. Two-step, nothing more, same thing. You got a ton of products on Walmart. You list them on there. And what ends up happening here is that they're still being fulfilled by Amazon, right? So still the products have to be ordered from Amazon by your team, by people on your end, by your supplier, by your service provider, by whoever is ordering the products. They still are coming from Amazon or whatever third-party place they're using. But instead of going direct to the customer, now what happens is there's an extra step that's involved here, and that extra step is these packages go from Amazon to that third-party warehouse that I talked about, and usually this warehouse is owned, rented, God knows what, squatted upon by a third-party service provider. They have this as its own address, which comes with many benefits. The first being that things can happen in the warehouse, like repackaging, reprepping whatever product came from Amazon, putting it in a blank box, possibly and potentially even putting it in a Walmart box, so that the next step that happens after that is now the warehouse sends the product out to the Walmart customer with a unique and legit tracking number. And that is the huge thing here, because I can tell you this much. We've seen so many suspensions, not only on the Walmart end for something called VTR, which is valid tracking rate, but as well as on the Amazon end, called Section 3, which is possibly the worst type of suspension you could see in all of Amazon. And in some cases, they even straight up lock people out of their accounts and don't allow them to get the funds. And that is because of these tracking numbers that were generated by previously OA Genius and now Taco Truck, whatever, Taco Truck Central. I think we should stick to the taco truck place for getting our lunch, but says the fat kid, right? We should stick to the taco truck for getting our lunch, but we should not rely on the taco truck for getting our tracking numbers, because I can tell you this much. They are just BS. They're complete random bullshit. At least they do pull the same city, but Amazon and Walmart are getting far too smart for that. So if you're still using taco truck numbers, at some point, it's going to be an explosion of cheese all over the place. It's going to be a volcanic cheese eruption. You're going to lose all that cheese. It's going to ooze out, jump all over into Walmart's paws. So you don't want that to happen. You want to keep your money. And that's why I'm telling you the best way to do this is to convert to two-step. You don't want to do the standard drop shipping method with the illegitimate tracking numbers. Those are the bastard children of the legitimate tracking numbers. They don't work. They don't work. They cannot become king of the kingdom. You've got to get rid of that model, and you've got to convert this into a two-step. I've also talked about the faux two-step model, which a lot of third-party service providers are using or trying to get people into. And what they're saying is that this is good, you can do this, but at some point that is also going to get caught. And I talked about that in another video, so you definitely want to see that, but you don't want to use those. You want to make sure you ask them, are you guys physically intercepting the package and repackaging it? 9 times out of 10, they're going to say no. We're sending out some kind of trinket or some kind of postcard with the tracking number, and it's tricking Walmart into thinking that they are sending packages from a warehouse. But at some point, Walmart will compare the weights, and they're going to be significantly different, and that will ultimately be the tail end of that particular type of business model. So let's see the store that I'm talking about right now. All right, so here we are with this store, and I do want to remind you my email is below in case you do want to schedule a call, talk about this particular automation and or this business model that we can certainly help you with. So if we take a look at this store, this is the store in Q1. It did around $70,000, and you can see it was having a lot of huge days over here, 3,500. It kind of went down a lot lower because it had to be converted, and there was a lot of scary things happening around Q1. You'll notice that in Q2, it flattened out. This is where the conversion happened, and this is where it started to get converted over. And then you'll notice that it went back to about $800, $900 in Q2. Jump forward to Q3, which we're just kind of getting done with, but you'll notice it's kind of hopped up significantly. So this is all Q3. It did 104,000, and if you compare that to Q2, which was where the conversion happened, that's a hell of a lot more. You can see it had to ramp up for about 2 months or so, and then finally during Q3 is when we saw a significant increase in the amount of revenue that we saw over the past 2 months, and it's been doing pretty well overall in general. Like right here, it's been going up and down, and that's just because of the fluctuation in terms of what's in stock, what's out of stock coming into Q4. Now for Q4, it started out pretty strong because technically we've only had around 15 days into Q4. We're at 9,000 there, but if we look at the last 14 days, it's done what's called a Walmart glitch. Down here, it's telling me that there's a glitch with the last 14 days. So let's just look at the last 7. We'll stick to those. It's about 9,300. It says it's down compared to last year, but I don't even believe this store was operating as of last year. So that's just something that sometimes they'll come up with ridiculous numbers. But all in all, 9,325. And if we really take a look at this last Walmart year to date, we can see that this drop off, how well it was doing over here, and how it kind of like slowly ramped up. It took 2 months to ramp up, but now it's doing really well compared to a standard brand new store that will take about 3 months to ramp up. But I do imagine and predict that this store will do better than any of the others only because of the age and the history versus a brand new store. So that's why if you have a Walmart store that's just sitting around collecting dust, my email's below, reach out to me. I'd be more than happy to discuss what you've got going on with it or what you plan with it, and see what could be in store for you. But other than that, my email is below for everyone. I just wanted to give a quick update to those people that are sitting on stores as to the options that they might have proceeding forward, since Walmart now seems to be the go-to e-commerce platform at the present time. So questions and comments below. I always personally answer those, and I'll see you guys next time.